Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new vlog. Today is just going to be a stress day, I think. So essentially, I have an essay due tomorrow. It's my first essay for my American Lit course. I think I might have talked about this in the vlog that went up on Thursday because this one is basically just a direct continuation from there. But it is only 1,000 words. Like, the essay is just going to be 1,000 words, so that's really nice, but currently I only have 225, and I do need to finish it today, but it's fine. Yesterday I just sat down and did my thesis and my intro, so I'll definitely talk more about what this essay is about because I know you guys like that, but that's pretty much where I am at today, is just sitting, finishing this. And then I already told you guys before that I am already somehow, not somehow, I know exactly how it happened, behind in my readings and just everything. So today is definitely just going to be a sat on the couch day, organizing, reading, writing, everything. So if you want to come along with me, hopefully on a very productive day. It's great because it's very cold and rainy out today, which is really, really nice. So what I'm gonna do first is finish my coffee. I have some donuts for breakfast that I'm really happy about, and then I'm gonna eat those. And then I'm gonna sit down and just try to finish the essay first of all, since it's due soonest. Okay, so shockingly, I have finished my essay. It's a lot later. I took a lot of breaks. I'm feeling very tired, but now we need to get started on the actual readings and catch up. So I actually, who's the first person? I think his name is Hector St. John. What is his actual name? He has a long name, but we're gonna be reading this one, which is Letters from an American Farmer. That sounds exciting. I'm honestly hating so much of what we're reading right now because it's just so, yeah, everyone's named John again. I'm already bargaining with myself which works for this class that I can skip, because I'm just really not liking like any of them. And the one I'm on now is Benjamin Franklin's autobiography, and I really don't want to read it. Okay, so I've taken a big break from studying this afternoon. I did get some work done. I finished Phyllis Wheatley. How about I just tell you what we've been reading, because I really have not been excited, passionate, or interested in any of it, which is, like, I kind of knew that. Definitely the early American period is not, you know, the literature is just not super compelling. A lot of it is just, so far we've just been looking at a lot of Puritan texts and poetry and stuff like that, and it's just not my thing. We've also read A Model of Christian Charity by John Winthrop. We've read Of Plymouth Plantation by William Bradford, The Bloody Tenant of Persecution by Roger Williams. The one that I wrote my essay on, just to tell you about that really briefly. Oh, we also read Anne Bradstreet, who's probably been my favorite so far, but then the one that I wrote my essay on was Mary Rowlandson and her, oh, it's a huge long title. I think it's called A Narrative of the Captivity and Restoration of Mrs. Mary Rowlandson. This class is like essay structure, or essay questions, and essay just world for this class is definitely not a lot of free choice compared to the other classes I've taken, and I do kind of understand because it is a summer course. Things are moving very, very quick. As you can see, like, this has only been a week so far of reading, almost a week and a half, and I guess that the professor doesn't, you know, want, like, he wants to know what he's marking and just be able to get through it quickly, I'm assuming. But we only had 4 questions, and so the one I chose was to write on one of the works and how the author's religious beliefs characterize the depictions of Indigenous peoples therein. And obviously Mary Rowlandson's captivity narrative is about her time being taken, and then basically what she goes through. She describes the Indigenous peoples that she's with, and it's just what you would expect. It's just awful and brutal. But specifically the essay, like, just to kind of hone it in, she is essentially using her captors as religious emblems to both kind of justify her place in the wilderness, both by kind of appropriating their culture, but also just using them as objects for spiritual renewal. Like, she literally just thinks that they're there, that they've been placed there by God to put her through a trial because Mary Rowlandson hasn't been being the best Puritan she could possibly be. And so that's what her captivity narrative kind of focuses on more towards the end, is that spiritual trial that she's undergoing. Just so dreading starting who is this? Benjamin Franklin's autobiography. It's very long. We don't have to read all of it, but even just part 1 is so long. I do try actively not to skip anything that I read in English lit classes, although inevitably I think it usually happens at least once. And I'm just wondering if I can skip Benjamin Franklin, like actively reading Benjamin Franklin's autobiography and just read the notes. I'm just wondering, because it's just very long and I hate reading out of the Norton, and anyway, I'm just complaining. Don't feel bad for me. That's my goal for today, is just to finish Franklin and Jefferson, his autobiography, and then the Declaration of Independence. So I might do that now, but I'm just really not in the mood for it. I finished a book last night, which I want to tell you guys about because I added it to my favorite shelf ever of all time. But yeah, man, this American Lit course is going about as well as I thought it was going to, honestly. I'm much more excited to get obviously into the later periods, but right now it's just really a slog, and it's just very hard to enjoy it on anything less than an educational level, I guess, to see obviously where America started and to trace the ideas all the way until still today. But that's pretty much it. We're gonna tackle it together. We're gonna tackle Benjamin Franklin together. Imagining it may be equally agreeable to you to know the circumstances of my life, many of which you are yet unacquainted with, and expecting a week's uninterrupted leisure. Oh my god. He told us he has a week in his present country retirement to write down his life for us. Hereby too I shall indulge the inclination so natural in old men to be talking of themselves and their own past actions, and I shall indulge it without being troublesome to others who through respect to age might think themselves obliged to give me a hearing, since this may be read or not as anyone pleases. It's not Benjamin Franklin. I have to read it, okay? And you wrote a lot. You stayed at your country house and you wrote a freaking lot. Please stop talking. Oh my god, he's gonna tell us about his whole family. bugs in my hair. The next video. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for anyone who wants to learn something new, explore your creativity. They have tons of classes. Maybe it's a specific skill like photography or illustration. You guys know that I've been trying to expand my balcony garden this year to grow more than just tiny tomatoes, and Skillshare has been great because they offer a class called Indoor Gardening, but this totally applies to kind of my balcony world as well. And this is taught by Ekta Chadani, and she has so many great tips. She literally has a whole section about growing tomatoes, which on a side note, did anyone else know that you can literally plant like a tomato slice and it will grow into a tomato? Because I didn't. It has so much good information, especially because next week I'm going to be starting my growing from seed packets, whereas right now I only have the ones that were already starters on my balcony, like onions and peppers and stuff. So if you guys want to try a new class you've always been wanting to take or hone an existing skill, the first 1,000 people to use the link or my code will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Okay, so a reading update as well. I just got back from a walk, but here's the situation. I finished Pedro Paramo, right? It's not Paramo, it's Paramo. Thank you for correcting me. But this was fantastic. I gave this 5 stars. I think this went on my favorite shelf. I did put it on my favorite books of all time shelf on Goodreads. This was so good. I will definitely talk more about this in my wrap up, but I highly recommend. It's definitely very hard to like figure out just who's talking sometimes, but I think honestly, eventually you get the hang of this book and it's just so fantastic. Like I said, it's about this man whose name is Juan, who goes to a town called Comala to find his father, who is supposed to be supposedly Pedro Paramo, because his mom is like, yo, she's dying, can you go find your dad and like kind of get him back for all the stuff that he didn't give us when he basically abandoned us. But he finds that things are quickly just not what they seem. So happy I read that, and this one was a gift from Jerry. Thank you so much. And then I picked up on audiobook. I ended up DNFing The City of Brass just because I was not liking it. You guys also did vote that I should DNF it, but instead I picked up The Hobbit by Tolkien. I am so excited. This is a reread for me, but it's been so long since I've read The Hobbit, so I decided to pick it up on audiobook, and it is so good. I am so happy. It's so much better than I remember, and I'm just appreciating it so much more now, and I'm just loving it so much. And I know that this is going to propel me on to reading the rest of them because I've only read The Hobbit and The Fellowship, and then I haven't read anything else. So yeah, I'm so excited, and I'm using one of the bookmarks one of you guys sent me. Thank you so much. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I think this is from Trevor. Thank you so much. But yeah, loving this so much. I highly recommend The Hobbit if you haven't read it, because I'm just having the best time ever listening to this. And then this morning, because I finished this guy, I decided to pick up Kitchen Princess just because I wanted something light and fun, and I've really been wanting to read this manga for so long, and it is not disappointing. Like, I'm having the best time of my life, and it's just so sweet, so fun. I'm gonna be doing a whole video on this actually, so that should be fun. But essentially it's about this girl. She's an orphan, but she's trying to find a boy who like cheered her up after her parents died by making her the perfect flan. And so she enrolls in this really prestigious school in Tokyo. She's trying to find the boy, who may or may not be at this prestigious school as well, and bake him the perfect dessert as a thank you. And it's just so fun. But I'm gonna be making a vlog where I try to make all of the food from this manga, so I hope you guys are interested in that. Tell me if you are, because I mean, I hope you are. I already kind of bought a lot of ingredients. So that is what I'm reading this week, but I might pick up something else. So those are the 2 that I have on the go. What else am I still reading? The Old Curiosity Shop and The Body Keeps the Score. I haven't picked up The Body Keeps the Score in a couple of days, but I think I might do that tonight actually, because I'm just feeling good. I'm in a good mood today. Other than that, it's so interminably hot again, so I'm gonna try and see if I can get the AC working, because it hasn't been working weirdly. But yeah, those are the reading updates. I just went on a walk, so my hair is very frizzy and I'm very warm, but I think the goal for tonight is just to finish up the Declaration of Independence, like read it over. I've actually already read it, but I just need to refresh my memory, and then finish the notes for that one, and then I think I'll be done my schoolwork for the weekend. I submitted my essay yesterday, so that's great because it was due today, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I think tonight I just really want to read. I started a new K-drama as well. I might start a different movie. I rewatched Spirited Away the other night, and that was just amazing. So I just want to have a really relaxing Friday night because it's been a very busy week and a weekend, I guess. So no plans tonight. I'm just gonna stay in and read and maybe watch some things by myself. So yeah. I also have to get to page 200 in this today, so I'm gonna put the audiobook on, and then I think I want to do my gel nails again. So I might either do that while listening to it. I'm still not into this. If you're reading this for the Dickens versus Tolstoy, what are you thinking? Because I'm just not really interested in it. It's actually really boring. Like feeling like I'm missing Dickens' usual descriptors and just like the usual Dickenness that we've seen in the books we've read in the book club up until the Old Curiosity Shop as of right now. So if you're reading this with Carolyn and I, let me know. Oh, the camera's over here, isn't it? Hi. Let me know what you think of it, because I am 180 pages in right now and I'm just not a big fan. But we're gonna listen to some more of it now. Hey, welcome to Saturday evening. Not a lot going on around here. I have been flirting all day with the idea, it's been more than just today, but cutting my bangs back. As you can see, I cut them a little bit, but like they're still gonna be very much just like hanging out on the side of my face now, which I don't really like, and they keep going in my eyes and it's quite annoying. So I've been like thinking about cutting them back to how they were, but like I don't know. What do we think? If someone would just, can you just tell me what to do? And that would be great. Anyway, here's the predicament because why? This is also on top of school readings, which is great because I'm gonna be starting The Scarlet Letter next week. I might even start it this weekend just to get a head start, but I've decided, oh my God. I've decided it was a good idea to start 5 books at the same time, plus school readings and writings and notes and essays. So let's talk about it. I feel like whenever my life is very busy right now for a number of reasons, like I just started school again, obviously after like a couple weeks break, but the summer course really isn't too bad. It's moving at a very fast pace, but I'm like now caught up on it. As you guys saw yesterday, was pretty much dedicated to catching up. So I feel good about that, although I am supposed to read like a full novel, The Scarlet Letter, which I'm not thrilled about, all next week, along with other readings as well. So technically reading The Scarlet Letter in like 3 or 4 days, which I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm going to try and find an audiobook. The fact that it's going to be a reread for me might be good because then I can maybe skip some parts or stuff like that. And I don't plan to write on The Scarlet Letter, so I won't like go really in depth with that one. But yeah, my life's just been really busy and I've been wanting to read like everything as well. And I am going to be going on vacation in how many days now? Is it a week? A couple weeks, I think. 2 weeks I'm going to be leaving, which is really exciting, but I've been trying to get everything ready for that. I tend to pick up a lot of books at once when my life is busy for some reason, because I just feel like my mind is in a bunch of different places and I just like having it also spread out in a variety of different books, although it would be nice just to focus on one, but clearly I said no. So the oldest book on this currently reading list is definitely The Body Keeps the Score. I was talking about this last week. Today I woke up really late. I slept in and I just had a reading morning, which was fantastic. I dipped in and out of I think 2 or 3 books, but this afternoon I've been reading The Body Keeps the Score. This is the one I've read the most today actually, and I read a ton of this today. I got to page 138 and it's going really well. The sections that I read through today weren't super personal to me, so I was able to read more and more because it wasn't like as affecting as other sections, if that makes sense. So I got a lot of the way through it and I'm like really into it, and I just want to read more of this actually. Like it's really, I don't know, I'm just really invested in it, and it is a work of nonfiction. It's wonderful, beautiful, so amazing, and I'm just like really compelled to keep reading more and more, which is great because one of the goals this year was to read more nonfiction, and this one's amazing and I'd highly recommend. I might even read more of this tonight because I'm just having a fantastic time. The other book, all of my reads right now, I think that's what it is. I'm just so happy that all of my reads are going so well that I'm like, I can pick anything up and it's gonna be a good book. Kitchen Princess is saving my life. I love this manga. This might be one of my new favorite mangas. Like, I haven't loved a manga. I don't love it as much as Sailor Moon. I don't think anything will ever top Sailor Moon because Kitchen Princess for me it's not giving me any nostalgia because this wasn't one that I had anything to do with when I was younger, but I love this so much. And it's also about how like the arts and the skill and the craft of cooking or baking, because Najika's dream is to be the world's best pastry chef is her dream, but it's also about how like people kind of look down on that, and she's definitely bullied and harassed by a lot of the people in her school, except for two boys who she becomes friends with, Daichi and Sora, and they kind of help her out, and they're very kind to her. But it's just like, yeah, it's just like cooking is so important, and it's all about food and like sharing food with others and like the connection between the senses that we associate and that we use to engage with food and to consume food, and how that connects us to life and to memories and to other people. And it's just like really beautiful, while at the same time obviously having the very fun, bizarre, wild. I've not yet read my pages for the Old Curiosity Shop today. We're not going to talk about it. I don't want to. I don't know why I'm not liking it. The Hobbit is amazing. I was listening to this before bed last night. That's the thing as well, when I read a bunch of different books, sometimes they're just for different times of the day. Hobbit audiobook, like some audiobooks I just put on and I listen to and I fully digest them, but I'm completely doing other things like cleaning. But like the Hobbit audiobook is one that I just literally want to sit still or lay down and close my eyes and listen to, because it's one that I almost wish I were reading physically, because I just love it so much. Like, it's so well done and I just want to savor it completely. I don't want to miss any single word, and I love it. Like I said, I read this in elementary school, and the memories that I have of this, the two scenes that I remember really distinctly reading is the scene when they're in barrels going down the river, and also the scene in the forest with the spiders. Those are the two that I remember. And then I was just gonna finish this, but then I was like, you know what? I want to save it for half of the video I'm making, and then I didn't want to start Descartes because I'm going to be making a philosophy vlog, so I was like, I need to start something else. So I picked up Latitudes of Longing, because this was on my shelf by my bed for books that I want to get to this spring. This was a gift that I got. I'd never heard of it previously. It's gorgeous. It is magical realism. It sweeps across India from an island to a valley to a city and a snow desert to tell a love story of epic proportions. It has won so many awards, and I posted a poll on Instagram for you guys to vote on between this one and Infinity in the Palm of Her Hands, and this one won, which was great because I was kind of leaning towards this one anyway. So I started this one this morning and it's already phenomenal. I'm already annotating it. Yeah, and it's just great. I don't really have a lot to say yet, and I don't really know too much of what's going on in here yet, but it's just really, really good so far. So that is me explaining to you all of my reads. I'm not looking forward to next week of classes and the reading material on there, but I guess we shall see how that goes. I think right now I changed into some workout clothes, so I'm going to maybe do like a Zumba workout actually, and who knows what else. I really want to read more of The Body Keeps the Score tonight too, so